Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Random Rolls Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert. I am the idiot behind this project. Did I say this is episode 4? Because it is, if I didn't say it before. Yeah, we're still playing Mörk Borg. If you're jumping into this episode, you should go back to episode 1 for our character creation. Listen on, or don't. Leave a review, or don't. You know, whatever.
Ultimately, just whatever.
Yeah. If you like us, say so. If you don't like us, don't say anything and don't leave a review. Just let us do our thing in peace. Let's grow our fan base.
Yes, we will take some constructive criticism, but don't be mean.
Yeah. If you're gonna leave a review, make sure it's at least 3 or above. Anything below that, we don't want.
And we don't get paid.
Yeah, we don't get paid. We don't get paid at all, actually, which is unfortunate.
What?
So.
News to me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? I've been checking my mail every day.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Check's gonna come one day.
I'm gonna edit this out, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You guys just continue on as if I didn't say anything prior. So, before I let Dylan take over, I just want to remind you guys that we've teamed up with Dice Legion as our preferred internet shop for our inner dice goblet. From acrylic, resin to metal dice, and any accessories for your tabletop gaming needs. Check them out. Use the coupon code DEATHDREAMS. That's all one big word. DEATHDREAMS at checkout to get 10% off of your purchase. It would be greatly appreciated. They'll know that we sent you. Go ahead, Dylan. Or don't. Whatever.
Or don't, whatever. Exactly. Whatever. Well, you know what? I'm not going to. And we'll see you next week.
All right, that's it, guys.
Yeah, those dice on Dice Legion, though, they make some cool stuff. I love the font that they have on a lot of the stuff. It's unique but still legible, which is what we need at this point in our life. Something that you can read. Doesn't have to look so cool. I need to be able to tell what the damn thing says, because half the time I can't. So go buy some dice. I'm going to. I have yet to. I was saying work has been crazy busy, so it's on the to-do list, and it will be on the to-done list soon enough. Today is session 4, as Robert pointed out. So last time, when we left our adventurers, they had just survived a pretty crazy night at the Rom's Inn. One of them had a much more eventful night than the other. As Camp puked his guts out, Cricket survived a beating from 4 fat dudes with the help of a few zombies he was able to summon. He escaped downstairs and went to hide outside in the outhouse. As he hid in the darkness, tentacles reached out from the shithole and grabbed at Cricket, but he was ultimately able to escape to the stables, where he spent the night awake in fear. Kant was able to shake off his sickness eventually, and he did get a good night's sleep. And in the morning, they had breakfast at the inn, loaded up for their journey to the tomb of the Screaming Serpent. Along the road, they met a traveling merchant who Kant decided to trade some parts of his soul for. I believe one of the items he received was a music box and a jar of troll's piss. So those will be some pretty interesting things. I can't wait for you to pull them out and see what happens. But after meeting with the traveler and trading for his wares, they continued onward through the fog. But yeah, so they've come to the Murky Bog, and that's where we're going to begin again. So you two find yourself at a gate of sorts, an opening in a brick wall. Buildings stand off to your right across planks over mud. There's straight ahead of you, there are 4 tall statues surrounding a stone slab on an island in the bog. And to your left, there's a little path through some dead trees. They're crowded, but there's a slim path along the wall and away from the muddy depths beyond. The map ground looks pretty green, but that is just so that there's some good contrast for us to see, but ultimately everything is brown and black and gray and gross and stinks like nasty smoky poop. So yeah, that's where you find yourselves. And as they say, what do you do?
Well, smells like the place.
I can't remember if that old man said we had to go through a murky bog or not.
Let's just do it.
After you.
Alright, I'm gonna Start walking on through this doorway.
Also, just as a heads up, I have put a cow on the map because all of the donkeys are premium assets, and I'm not paying for a donkey. So Matilda is your cow.
After you, Cricket.
Yeah, Cricket's just gonna stroll all in there, kind of look around. Not too cautiously, but not uncautiously.
I'll follow behind Cricket with Matilda.
Yeah, so you make your way in a little bit, and you're standing in there now. The wind is. It seems that there's a wind blowing. The mist is pretty thick, and you can see through it in spots, and then it's blowing pretty quickly from left to right. So east to west, west to east, across this map. You can hear it. It sounds like there's wind, but any leaves left in the trees are not moving. Right ahead of you, looks like there's you can see a tree about 30 feet tall, dead. The majority of the trees around you look like they're dead. There might be some leaves hanging on, but they are pretty dead trees. Straight up ahead to the right a little bit more, there are 4 tall statues on an island and a stone slab in the middle, exactly there. You might be able to hop, skip, and a jump to get to the island, or crawl right through the bog if you so choose. There is also a plank on your right-hand side, which leads to a building, like a little out hut kind of thing, with more planks that you can see through the mist. There's a weird little plank system going along the bog on the right-hand side. All the way up at the top, you can see 2 giant statues up here on either side of the staircase, leading up to a giant door in a stout tower, all made of dark gray brick that appear to be stained from either weather or blood or soot or mud, or you're not really sure from this far away, but it looks not great. Can't really tell. It's a little far away too. But then if you look really far up in the top left, you might be able to see some tree houses up here in the top. As you're looking off into the distance, the fog parts just enough, and you might see with a little light in a window, and then the smoke covers it back up, and you're not able to see it for a few more seconds. You really have to squint through the darkness to try and see up there.
What are these walls here?
It's about a 10-foot high wall that borders out. There's a few spots here where they are crumbled. Can you see my cup? It's kind of... I'm going to go a little bit brighter here. There's some spots here where the walls have crumbled, or there are openings here that's all crumbled and fallen into the bog.
Okay.
So there's a few openings that have crumbled through. You might be able to climb some spots along anywhere, but it's a 6 to 10 foot high wall, depending on the ground and where the bog has swallowed the wall back up. So yeah, those are borders, and then anywhere that you can see grass, there is a little bit of a pathway to get through the rubble.
Whoever lived here, let it go to shit, that's for sure.
It's stupid to build any buildings or a fortress on top of a swamp anyways.
And who puts a outhouse on a fucking island? It's no place to shit.
What is that? You talking about that thing?
About that?
On the island there with the 4 statues?
The one to the right of it. The outbuilding, or whatever my mind called it when I looked at it.
Should we go check it out?
Have you seen how big I am? I can't balance on a beam like that. I'll fall into the muck. Dirty my nice hair. After you. If it can hold you, maybe it'll be alright.
Scoot over. And I'll shake the reins of Matilda and kind of move up into the swamp. And then I will clamber off of the cart. I'll walk over to the plank just underneath this tree hanging over the murky bog water. And what's the water look like?
It looks very dark. It almost looks pitch black. It's a little bit tinged with brown. There's some sticks and scrags sticking out, a couple of dead reeds. You cannot see really very deep into it, You don't see anything below the surface. It is very, very dark and very, very still. You're not sure how thick it is. It's got a pretty good sheen to it, so it does look like it's decently wet as opposed to like a thick mud. So it has some elements of both pond and mud pit, essentially. So it's very swampy. You're not really sure. It's hard to tell without investigating physically. If you'd like to make a presence roll to check out the boards or anything else, feel free to do something like that as well.
Sure. Yeah, so Kant is standing maybe like 5 feet back from the edge of the water in the plank, kind of just looking over. But as he's looking over, he's going to pull out some bone chips that he collected previously. And I rolled a natural 20 for my presence.
Nice. What are the bone chips for? Are they potato bone chips?
No, they are from... Oh man, where are they from? I think they were from the Raven?
Yeah, they were from the Raven in that first episode where you had crunched up some of the bones and kept them.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna grab like a small handful, kind of shake them around in my hand. But what do I notice anything about the plank or water or the islands beyond?
If you're looking at the plank looks steady. It looks like it will hold you. It's pretty worn out, but you're pretty positive that this particular plank will hold you. You can get over to that next island. The little hut there looks like there is a little dock, and you can get over there, and there's a little hut. You can see there's a window and a door. You're not really sure what's going on in there, obviously. Across the way, the statues look like giant old lions with huge teeth, and it appears there might be something on that stone slab. You can't make it out from this distance, but there is something laying upon it. It doesn't look like a body or anything like that, but there's some kind of something on there. But it's not large like a corpse or any kind of creature or anything like that. Some kind of item laying upon it. But you could definitely walk across this here plank if you so chose.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull out the Rat King's flail in my left hand, and in my right hand I've got the handful of bone chips. I'm gonna shake it around and kind of look at them, and then look at the water.
Okay.
And then kind of like try and toss about half of them out into the still water, and wait a second.
The bone chips, you throw them out. They land about halfway out, a couple of feet, 10 feet out or so. Just gave you 3 different distances.
That's
yeah,
a bunch of chips.
Yeah,
throwing a bunch of pebbles out.
Exactly.
So landing in different areas. Makes sense.
They scatter out like a shotgun blast.
Sure. I didn't know it was that strong.
Yeah. So seriously, the bones land out, create small ripples. The bones sit on the surface for a minute before they actually start to sink in. It's kind of a weird, unsettling feature where it has the properties of a liquid, where the ripple goes, but the bone doesn't sink through it. So the density of the water,
it's a little more viscous.
So, exactly. So I don't know if you've seen like that. It's like Newtonian fluid.
Yeah.
I think is what it's called. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gross. I'll wait a few seconds to see if there's any kind of reaction from creatures below or anything at all. And if I don't see anything, then I'll just I'll walk across.
Perfect. Yeah. You wait a couple of seconds. Nothing happens. The smoke continues to billow to and fro. The wind feels like it's picking up. You can feel it on your skin, but again, there's no effect on it. The only thing that it seems to affect is the smoke. The water doesn't move. Any leaves don't. Only the fog moves. So there's no water ripples from the wind. No grass or anything is affected by the wind except for the fog. It's kind of unsettling. But again, you live in a dead, dying world, so you're really zigzagging across. You make it across to the other side, and you're outside of a little hut there.
What's the hut look like it's made out of?
It is mostly wood. It looks like one of the Three Little Pigs huts. It has it's made with sticks and mud, essentially. Wooden planks. It's kind of just cobbled together, and it looks ancient. Doesn't look like anybody's actually lived here or visited it in a few dozen years. It looks pretty nasty, pretty old, pretty dusty. The elements have not been kind. It's pretty damn rickety. The roof slants from back to front. It is a thatched roof. One window and one door on the front. And that's it.
Okay. I'll say, hello, is anybody home? Kant's here. Hello.
Make a presence check.
Rolled a 5.
You don't hear any reply. It doesn't seem like anything's aware of.
Alright, I'll poke my head into the window, kind of peer in.
It just looks like it's a dark room. You can't see much with how dark it is. If you had a torch or some kind of light source, you might be able to see a little bit better, but it's pretty dark in there.
Alright, I'll pocket the bone chips I have and then turn around and... Cricket!
What?
Cricket!
What?
Listen up,
What'd you see?
dense hemorrhoid. There's, do you have a torch?
I do think I have an oil lamp. Let me see.
Get over here. Oh, tie Matilda up first.
Alright. So I tie Matilda up to the tree.
Okay.
Make sure it's secure. Going to light this oil lamp. And then I'm going to
It explodes.
explodes.
Make a new character.
Yeah. What if that's how I killed you? It wasn't even like in a combat, just some arbitrary decision. Such bullshit.
This DM's an asshole.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
1 out of 100 oil lamps is dynamite.
Yeah.
So how sturdy is this walkway? Is it gonna explode under the weight of my robust physique?
I'll shrug. Just get over here. Hurry up.
It does, based on your natural 20, you do think that Cricket can get across. Unless he suddenly loses his balance from some act of God or an oil lamp exploding, he's going to be fine.
Well, his confidence, this shoulder shrug, is enough for Cricket. And he's gonna start waddling across. Don't look down, don't look down!
I imagine the planks kind of like bowing up and down as you take every step.
It's only a couple inches high, but it's like when you walk across a suspension bridge, it has that little wobble to it. But you make it across to the other side.
And I'll kind of like stumble in like, oh, and I'll kind of like hug onto him like I almost fell.
Get off of me, spineless, pasty, bloated codfish. I push him off and point the lamp in there.
Alright, yeah, I'll shine the lamp through the window. I was gonna say, it does have a window.
Yeah, so there's a window and a door. The door is more on your side, Cricket, where you're standing, technically. But the window is on the left side of the face of the building there. So I'm just assuming you're both, like, huddled in the same spot there. You put the lantern into the window, and you see, it looks like an office of sorts. There's a couple of desks. Maybe they were desks, tables that are conjoined to the wall. Again, it's really dusty and dirty and muddy, and everything's kind of falling apart. But you do notice there's somehow there's some pages that still exist on one of the desks, and they're bound together in a book, and some loose objects. A chair lays on the ground, overturned, and then as you really start to kind of get your bearing, you notice a giant bug in the corner, a black carapace.
Oh no.
It looks like a giant roly-poly,
Oh.
some kind of ammonite.
I pet it. No, just kidding.
You reach your hand in.
No,
I know. And then we're gonna do a quick little initiative roll as the light from your oil torch reflects off of the black scales of this thing, and it rears back up, and you can see rows of legs on its underside, and it hisses and clicks at you as it lunges towards the light. And we'll roll for initiative.
Okay.
Cricket has rolled a 9.
I rolled a 5.
Alright, that's enough. I rolled a 5, so you guys get to go first. I can't get this token to come onto the map. There it is. This is the only token I could grab quick. It's not really what it looks like. Like I said, it's more of a giant roly-poly with a black smooth carapace and countless legs underneath it, and it centipedes its way up towards you, lunging out the window. And Cricket, you got a 9, so you'll go first.
Alright, so the moment that the bug flies up, Cricket is going to hit an octave that we've never heard out of him. He's going to go... And he's gonna swing wildly with this knife.
Alright.
I rolled an 11.
The sound that you emit is enough for the bug to recoil just enough that your knife swing misses in. So your shriek of fear has aided the bug, and it is able to duck out of the way. Your attack misses.
And he's just like kind of flailing, like a person who's had a spider on them. It's just like,
Alright, Kant. Unless you'd like to move or something else, do some other act.
Nah, he's just twitching with fucking gross get off me energy.
Perfect. Kant.
Kant will go, yeah, it's a bug! And then I'll swing my Rat King flail at it.
Alright.
I have to whistle on a 5.
Any odd numbers, right?
5, 7, 9, 11, 13. I rolled a 9 to hit. That's probably a miss. It is a miss.
You gonna whistle?
Oh yeah,
Did you do it?
I did, yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear a whistle either.
It probably won't show up on Discord.
Well, yeah, you swing out wildly as well, and you miss. For whatever reason, the bug, though a big target, has been unhit so far. After recoiling from Cricket's shriek and avoiding the dagger and then the Rat King flail, he lunges out at Cricket, who is right in front of him, and he fumbles. So Cricket, you're going to get a free attack with your knife.
Alright, swinging away wildly.
He comes in
with a 17.
Sorry. He comes in close, gets too close to the light, and recoils at the brightness. You're able to swing out again with that 17, like you said, and that will hit, and that will do 2 points of damage to it. Very nicely done. Nice counter attack, and it's your turn again. The bug hisses at you and clicks its mandibles as it is angry at you, but also afraid of the light. Doesn't know what to do. It's conflicted.
Blinded by the light.
So is it on like the floor or something? Like,
It's a giant bug, so it's very large. It's like the size of a dog. You wouldn't really be able to stomp it. You could probably try and kick it, but it's also coming out the window at you. So essentially it's on the inside of the wall and coming up the wall, attacking out the window.
Alright, so the knife seems like the continued best option. So yeah, swing again with the knife.
Ooh.
Ugh. I rolled a 3.
Yeah, after finding purchase, the gooey ichor that has stained the knife blade makes it harder for you to pierce its thick hide the second time in a row. So, unable to connect on that second blow. Kant.
Feast! Feast on the flesh of this bug, Rat King! Swing with a 7.
Yeah, you go to swing and the bug ducks down behind the wall, and you connect strongly with the side of the hut, but you're unable to connect with the bug. As you hit the wall, one of the rats squeals loudly in pain as it has not connected with a softer target.
Angeline, I'm so sorry!
And Angeline may or may not survive this fight. We will find out after. Alright, the bug is still trying to fight for its territory. He's going to take another attack at Cricket, being the closest. That's going to be a big old miss. The light is too much for it. Can't see you with all the light. because that's how bugs work.
Yeah.
And it's your turn, Cricket.
Alright, so at this point, Cricket's like, kind of like closing his eyes and turning away and just kind of like flailing inside the window like he doesn't even want to see what he's hitting. He's so grossed out. And yeah, swinging with the knife again. Ugh, my goodness.
You guys are really
I rolled a
crushing.
4.
No, we're not. I wish we were.
Alright, that's a miss. Again, bug ducks below, and like you self-described it, you're just not looking where you're swinging. Can't make contact unless you can see it. Kant, see what you got. The ichor still oozes from the carapace of this large bug. I gotta Google roly-poly. I gotta get another word.
Yeah, I was like, why are we beating up this adorable big bug?
Yeah. I mean, they're gross when they're big, you know? They're creepy.
I don't know, man. Do you ever see that movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Not in a long time, but yeah.
I always imagined as a kid that I'd get shrunken down and ride one, because that'd be fucking tight.
That would be pretty tight.
The movie was awesome.
Yeah, because they don't, I don't know. I'm gonna shut up before I start talking about things that I don't know about. So, I'm just gonna take the Rat King flail and, grab the hilt with both hands and try and come down with a hard overhand swing
Okay.
on top of its carapace.
Bablam. Kablooey.
Ooh, there's a 20!
Damn.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Filthy. For 2 damage.
2 points of damage. What did we say? Is it only on crits that your rat flail does extra damage?
I don't remember.
Roll a d4. Let's just have some fun. This one bug needs to go away.
Okay.
Two extra points of damage. I'm gonna call it out for you. And so with that 20, you're able to connect. You hit the. I just googled this shit. You hit the wood lice, and the rat flail is able to not only bludgeon it, but a couple of the rats are able to pierce its hide with their gnarled teeth, and the bug falls over dead. It curls up into a smaller ball, but it is still about the size of a there's no basketball in this world, but it's about the size of a large, beach ball. It's a beach ball size. And it falls dead and oozing its ichor out onto the floor. Ichor. And you've won.
Ichor?
That's fucking gross.
I think it's ichor.
I always say ichor.
Yeah,
Ichor!
somebody was saying ichor. I don't know.
Just because it reminds me of Ickis from Real Monsters.
Yeah. Classic show.
I don't care how you're supposed to say it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you've won.
Oh, it is Ichor. Damn you, Google!
You have won. Won the fight. Again, the bug curls up, dead on the floor, and there's some paperwork inside of the hut, now that you can see with your light.
I thought you were going to say it's on the paperwork inside of it.
It was a piñata.
I'm going to take a moment to unfurl the curled up wood louse, and I'll take my left foot, stand on its head end, and then take my left foot and stand on its tail end, and then I'm going to begin to slam the Rat King flail at its center for a few moments. Ah! Feast! 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 I'll take the flail and just...
Yeah, and as you do it at the soft underbelly, it quickly becomes a blackened pulp of dead armadillidae. Armadillidae is what this Wikipedia. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it becomes. It sounds like I had an episode. Yeah. Should have practiced that with the mute on before I said it. Anyway, yeah, so the rat flail eats well today.
Alright.
I also really want to quickly remind you about your omens, which are basically bottle caps or hero point or obols from another show. You can use them to deal maximum damage with one attack, or re-roll a die roll, yours or someone else's. You can lower damage dealt to you by d6, neutralize a crit or a fumble, or lower one test by essentially 4, the DR by 4. So whatever the The difficulty rating is you can make it 4 easier by using an omen. If you're like trying to balance or climb or do some kind of physical or mental thing, you can use an omen for that as well.
Right, yeah, that's right. I got 2.
You should have a couple. We probably should have re-rolled in the morning for yesterday. So
just want to do it now.
Let's just do that now. You should be able to do that on your character sheets.
Ooh, baby, I got 4. Let's go.
Nice. It looks like you both maxed out. So that is amazing.
2 omens.
Nicely done. So you have those for the remainder of the day. And then we find you're still standing there. The Rat King Flail is eating well. And you've now illuminated the inside of this ancient office.
The only thing I hate more than bugs is paperwork. This shit is sick.
Get out of the way. I'll retrieve the Rat King Flail from the center of the underbelly. I'm probably dripping with ichor, breathing a little heavily after that episode. Just so pumped up with adrenaline and anger. My eyes begin to kind of they separate, they split. One's looking far to the left, the other's looking far to the right, and that's what happens when I get enraged. And they're starting to slowly center again as I approach the desks and kind of look around, look at the paperwork. Anything cool?
A lot of the paper, not really. It's pretty boring. A lot of the paper is you pick up and it crumbles pretty much right away, but there is underneath some of the detritus there. You do find a journal. Somehow the leather on the book is still holding together, and it's protected enough of the pages that you're actually able to open it up and look through it. A lot of it is kind of just gibberish and about the world ending and living in this village as the bog swallows it up. You do notice that it's one of those like secret books that has a false portion to it, so you can actually open up. If you get about halfway through the book, the journal, you turn to a spot where there's an opening, and you find 46 silver pieces back there.
Ooh, baby!
So there's actually some coinage. You can pocket that, share it, do what you will with it. As you look through a little bit more of the actual writings in there, again, the majority of it's pretty monotonous, but then one of the entries talks a lot about a staff and getting into the tomb. It sounds like a crazy person wrote it, so you can't really make a lot of sense about it, but what you're able to mostly gather from it is that you need a staff to get into the tomb of the screeching serpent. I'm an idiot. The screaming serpent. Good God. So yeah, that's majority of what you are able to find. The pages are just super brittle, and you have to turn them pretty delicately. If you're too rough with this, it'll all just fall apart.
No other details other than just needing a staff. Like, does it say what kind of staff? The name of the staff?
That is really all that you get there.
No. Okay. All right. I'll pocket the 40 silver and toss 6 to Cricket.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Apparently, we need to find a staff to get into this tomb. Toss the book behind me and walk out.
The book hits the ground and pretty much falls apart into a pile of dust. As it hits the detritus-covered floor, I'm going to keep using that.
That's my word.
I know. It's a great word, ultimately. As the book hits the floor, quite a few of other small bugs come out of the earthen floor and skitter around and start to chew on the new fodder that has landed amongst their home. They chew on the paper as you walk out, and you can kind of hear them skittering and chittering on the floor.
Nice.
Yeah, so you've got this information now. Again, places for you to go. You've discovered one. You can go over to the island. You got got a whole bunch of stuff you can do. I'll see what you guys want to do before I describe it all.
So I'll walk out to the north, this little island that the hut's on. Kind of look to the left to see where those statues are, and then to the right, looks like there's planks that go up to the northeast and to the southeast. Do I see those huts to the southeast?
Yeah, you can see that. Make a presence check there.
Sure. I got a 7.
Okay, yeah, it looks like you can get across there, and you can notice all of that. There's enough clearing through the fog. Again, it's pretty intermittent. If you stand in one spot for 20 seconds, it clears enough for you to see a good 100 feet or so. You just kind of have to be patient and slow with waiting to see what you're looking for. But ultimately, you can see out there, and you can know.
Cricket, there's more huts over here. I'm gonna find this staff.
I didn't like what was in the first hut. You go first. I'll
Alright,
take up the rear.
does the water look just about the same?
Yeah, it looks if it's possible, it looks darker over here, blacker. But it looks pretty similar.
Okay, I'll do the same thing. I'll take out the bone chips and kind of toss them out ahead of me.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. They hit the water. The ripples happen. They sink a little bit faster this time, so it seems that the density might be a little bit lower, a little bit more water-like, so it might be deeper. But ultimately, it looks pretty dang similar.
Alright, I'll have the Rat King flail out as I walk across this plank.
Got it. And again, if you wait, nothing happens. You can wait for 30 seconds, nothing comes out. Right. I'm gonna back you up here.
Oh, fuck.
Because about right here, the boards break, you miss a spot, and you are going to fall in to the bog. You step on a spot that is just a little bit too thin and can't support your weight, snapping off, and you tumble ass over tea kettle off into the bog, and you are starting to slowly sink.
Help!
I'll like grab the board, see if I can like
Help!
slide what's left of the board to him to grab onto.
Make a strength check, Cricket.
19.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ooh, big boy!
Big boy is able to slide that plank over to you, and Cricket, you're able to grab onto it.
Con.
Oh yeah, come on, my fault. Sorry, Cricket, you grab the board, slide it over to Kant. Kant is able to grab onto it. So you're each on the end of this board now.
I'm gonna start trying to pull him in.
Give me another strength check.
13.
Yeah, I'll say you can get him in. There is still a good portion of a board you can get across over there, but I'll say Kant, you're like right in here now, and you're back able to. Let's get a strength check from you, Kant, to see if you're able to pull yourself back up out of the bog onto the board.
Okay. 18.
Very nice. Yes, you are able to get up and out, and you're back on this plank here. We'll move you back up there. You're out of the bog safely. You are covered in shit and gross grime, blackened and muddy, wet, soaking, stinking, and pretty overall just annoyed that happened probably. So, but you are out. You are out of the bog.
I'm just spitting vitriol left and right, cursing. Fucking bullshit. Fucking fuck. Why the fuck are we here in the fucking first place? Stupid. Stamp around a little bit.
What does it smell like?
It smells like, you ever leave eggs out too long in your fridge, and then they all break in the carton?
All the time.
And then, I'm not going to go down this road. That was going to be just as gross as possible.
Wait, I want to know.
It just smells old and rotten and wet, like recycled shit. So where I work, we do water recycling, so I have a very specific smell in mind, and it is not great. And I can't really explain it besides calling it recycled shit water. So
Okay.
That's what it smells like. It's hard to say, but it is just chemically and thick and pungent shit recycled water. So
All right.
a little bit alive almost and rotting,
Smell almost as bad as
but
me.
a lot of poop mixed in there too. It's really hard to explain. It's a gross scent.
I smell like a walking sack of entrails.
Well,
This must be how you feel.
yes. I'm glad I'm not the only
Fuck.
stinky one in our party. How do we get to the other huts now? If you can't make it across, I know I'm not making it across.
But you said that it looks like we could maybe make it over still if we put the board
Yeah.
back.
Roll a. Excuse me. Give me another perception. Not perception.
Presents.
Thanks God.
I rolled a
I
10.
think I've read this book once or twice, but I guess I haven't.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, truly. Cricket, give me a presence as well.
A 20.
Very nice. So you're able to see that this board has a rotten spot in it, and if you're able to avoid that, you can easily make it across. You could even change it out with one of these other planks with a couple of seconds of teamwork and light strength work. You could move another plank over if you wanted, but ultimately the one that you started to go across has a pretty rotten wet spot in it. Again, you could avoid it or try and move another plank in its place.
I'll let him know. Looks like you stepped on a rotten spot. Just watch your footing. Keep your ankles on a swivel, Kant.
Just grunt.
But ultimately, you should still go first.
All right, I'll wring out as much of the moisture from my my pants and I'll just glare at Cricket for a moment and then walk forward.
Yeah, saved your ass.
And now that you're able to, now that Cricket has pointed it out to you, you are able to get across quite easily. You just stepped on a soft spot and fell right in. Board supports you no problem going across this time. And then you're in what looks like a couple of little houses. The majority of them have fallen apart. You can kind of see what might have been a little community, a small community building here. The roofs are fallen in and caved on each other. There's not really anything inside. Again, the elements have not been kind to these buildings, so there's dirt covering everything. A lot of the tables or chairs or what you can even assume might be those things have rotted and fallen into compost essentially on the floor of these buildings. I will say you can try and search through them if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take a second to search through them as I wait for Cricket to get over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say as he's looking, I'll probably carefully step across.
All right, roll 2d6 while you're looking through that.
Me or him?
Con.
I'm gonna roll 2 dicks.
Oh, 2d.
2d6s.
These 2 dicks.
1 and a 6.
All right. Yeah, as you look through, you think you see something in a pile of dust, and you reach your hand in and you pull out. You're not sure, and as you pull it out, it starts to crumble, and it is the remains of something worthless, and they crumble in your hands. So you don't find anything. Basically, yeah, literally, yeah. On the table for corpse plundering, which is what this essentially is if you roll a 1 on your first die, it becomes the remains of something worthless crumbles in your hands.
Remains of something worthless.
So the 1 and the 6, 11 through 16, you get that result. I love that. So basically, you don't find shit in there. On the upside, if you roll a 6 on your first D, you get that result in silver. So it goes both ways.
Interesting.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh.
They sure do.
But yeah, you make your way across, and that's where you are. You find nothing in the ruins of this particular portion.
All right, I'll once Cricket gets over here, I'll do a quick scan of the next plank over to the last island to the southeast. There's some more bone chips in the water, and then nothing happens. I'll walk across carefully, keeping an eye out for any rotten parts of this board, and I rolled a 20 on my presence.
Looks better than any board you've seen so far.
We're taking this board back with her.
Cricket, do you want to search in the ruins at all, or?
Did he search all of these little huts?
I mean, the roll kind of says so, but ultimately I would give you a roll too for fun to experiment a little bit with this system.
Yeah, I'll do some rolls. What do I?
Yeah, as you walk by, something flashes, and you see something out of the corner of your eye in one of these piles of rubble. And let's see what you find.
So what do I roll again? 2d6?
2d6, yes.
I rolled a 4 and a 3.
Alright, you find somehow this one piece of paper has survived. Maybe it's in a tube, a scroll tube of some sort, as it seems to be an important document. It is a bond. A local potentate, a word I've never heard before, owes the holder of this bond a sizable amount of money. So it's essentially a legal document stating whoever holds this piece of paper owes somebody some money. So I'm going to say, whoever owns this paper, if you can find a guy named Carl Frankfurt, that guy owes you 100 silver.
Carl Frankfurt.
Write that down.
How much silver? 100?
100 silver. I gotta remember this. Okay, let me write this down. So dumb.
Carl Frankfurt.
Chester Copperpot.
Chester Copperpot.
Okay, so yeah, if you can find Carl Frankfurt, he'll give you some money. Anyway, you've got that. You can stow it, do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stuff it in my pants.
Perfect.
For safekeeping. It's the only place that hasn't actually been soiled by shit. Ironically enough.
As far as you know.
I don't know, after that bug attack, I went checked. And as I say that, I have a distant memory of children pointing and laughing and going, "Cricket! Cricket! Cricket!" And I kind of shake that memory off.
Nice. Are you going to follow Kant out? Kant?
I think Cricket's gonna stay on the edge. He's more spotting him in case he falls again to try to pull him back in.
Got it.
He's quite wary of stepping on these boards, being a heavy-set man.
This board's fine.
I can see the hut fine from here. Look, it's a fine hut.
There's a few here. Help me look through them.
The hut is clearly in shambles. Again, all of these buildings are just about ready to fall into the bog.
Looking for a staff.
Alright, I guess he'll, after pressure from Kant, he'll twinkle toe across this board, if he is able, much like Fred Flintstone, about to do a bowl.
Which one you checking out, Kant?
I'll check out this hut on the top right.
Alright, that one is pretty empty. Bunch of detritus on the floor. As you step in, you bump your shoulder on the doorway going in, and the roof starts to collapse. But you're able to pull out before anything really damage happens to you. But there was nothing in here. The building was ready to go, and it went with just you stepping near it. So that one collapses on you without doing any damage to you. It's a slow collapse.
Okay. Then I'll take the bottom right one.
That looks more like a kind of a kiln, smoke stack almost. So maybe this was some sort of oven for cooking or weapon making, or ultimately it's just kind of like a fireplace of sorts made out of clay.
Okay. Cricket, check that last hut.
Aye, Canty-ten.
That's Mr. Cuntyton. To you.
Alright, I'm coming down here and delicately sorting through whatever's in here with my sausage fingers.
Yeah, you look through, and it looks like maybe it was an armory or something. There's a lot of wood and tools and metal, but it's kind of all rusty and collapsing and jumbled. But give me a presence check.
That is a 17 presence.
Nice. With that presence, you are able to look along the wall, and in a bunch of mundane staffs, you notice a more unique staff than any you've seen.
Is this the one? Is this what we need to get the fuck out of here?
You mean to get the fuck into the tomb?
Get the fuck in here to get further out of here?
Oh yeah, you pull it out, and it looks like the staff of Ra. It's a long, thick, gnarled length for the majority of the staff, with a very intricate headpiece with a black jewel in it. You're not sure what kind of jewel it is. You've never seen this type of crystal before, but the ornate headpiece could act as some kind of key. You're not really sure, but it looks very very unique. Like I said, it's something you've never seen before, and it seems like it might do something else more than this. So roll, I guess, another presence check. That's what you do for scrolls and stuff, is presence. So
16.
Perfect. Yeah, you're able to identify some kind of magic emanating out of this, and you feel like you could make iron. You could use it to produce iron.
What?
Ultimately, mechanically, you can produce 100 silver worth of iron in 8 hours.
Oh, it's a moneymaker, bro.
Mm-hmm. If you're unable to, if you roll too low on the check, it will hurt you.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, you don't do. It's a DR14 presence test, but if you get under 6, you take 1d6 damage from using it.
Interesting.
So can I just, is it just like a hunk of iron that I make, or can I like make some, like create something?
It would make
iron?
like an ingot, like an iron bar, essentially.
Okay. So
you can use it then to craft something else, but ultimately it doesn't like make a sword blade or something like that. It's a raw material.
Gotcha.
And as you're identifying that, you also notice that there's a sledgehammer in this shed.
Oh, shit.
I need to add any more weight to my already heavy load. I need a sledgehammer, cunt?
Are you carrying too many items?
No, he just doesn't want to carry anything heavy because he's lazy.
Okay, I could
it will do 1d6 damage, so ultimately if you want to grab it, you can.
It's just called a heavy... What?
Just a sledgehammer. A sledge heavy.
Sledge heavy.
Sweet.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll
Add it to the sheet.
Got a rat king flail in one hand, a sledgehammer in the other.
Alright.
Alright, Cricket, I think,
I'll start kind of like waving the staff around, like, look, I'm a wizard.
No, you're not.
And I'll just kind of like zap, zap, zap.
Are you trying to...
But I won't actually...
Are you trying to activate?
I'm not going to actually create the iron.
Okay.
No, I'm just like fucking around
Let's see,
with it.
because you haven't been rolling too... You've used... the last two rolls have been great. But you're due for an under 6 to take some damage.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the chance on that.
Alright. So it looks like...
Come along, you engorged baby. Bring your little new rattle with you.
He's like hobbling behind, like, oh, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Barely made it.
Take that plank, move it to that island there with the statues.
Alright, so yeah, I'll attempt to take that plank and move it to the island of statues.
Perfect.
I'll help
let's
too.
get 2 strength checks. Not sure how aiding works in this game, but we're going to make it up, which is how it should be.
I rolled a 10.
An 11.
Alright. I'll say, yeah, it takes a little bit longer than it might, but you're both able to take your time. You're on solid ground. You can maneuver a muddy plank. Your hands get a little dirty. You might get a splinter, but ultimately you're able to slide that plank over. And as you get out onto these giant lion statues, they're not giant, but they're pretty dang tall. The faces on them are mostly skull. There's not a lot of... It doesn't look like there's a lot of skin on these statues, but their hair, their manes are very thick. They have giant tusks, and they have just these blank, empty eyes... And tusks, I said. Teeth. They have giant teeth. Lions don't have tusks.
I was like, are these saber-toothed lions? What the heck? I mean...
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of cool.
They could be tusks. They are from the top, so they're more like fangs than they are like a tusk that emanates outward. They go down, but their eye sockets are very empty, and again, they just have these skull faces on them.
Their skulls are like sculpted
Basically,
into
instead
it?
of having like a lion's face, it's like the skull of a lion with a regular body, and they still have the mane. But the face is that of a lion skull with these giant fangs and these empty eye sockets.
Oh man, lion skull's gnarly looking.
Yeah, cat skulls in general are pretty creepy when you think of what a cat's face looks like normally.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, cat skull, because the lack of the ear is like old. Anyway, these lions have giant manes, so you can't really see that, but the skull faces with these deep empty eye sockets look down. They seem to look down upon you. And then in the middle there's this large stone slab with it's just a big flat round circle about 10 feet across or so. And upon it lies a scythe right in the middle.
It's Robert's dream weapon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
What the heck? I got room in my inventory for this. I'll just look around. Like, are there any symbols or remnants of...
Yeah, make a
trap? Dead?
Make a presence.
Signs of dead?
Yeah, there's a bunch of skeletons standing right beside you. You missed them before. The presence of dead. No, with that, the 14 presence check, you're able to, in the stone slab there where the scythe lays, you're able to see some runes etched around the outside of that. and it's not really anything you can really read, but somehow you're able to see it, and you get this innate feeling like ultimately you kind of look at it. It's more not necessarily a feeling, but somehow you're kind of able to read this. It's like trying to read like Old English. Like you're able to read it. It's a weird thing, but you can mainly get the gist of it. And it essentially what you interpret it to say is nothing is free. Payment in blood. Take if you wish. Is essentially how you're able to like interpret this, what is written around the outside of this. But again, it's like reading a foreign language and barely being able to understand it innately. But you're not exactly sure what the translation is.
Okay. Cricket, this is weird. There's, these runes here. It says, it needs some blood for us to take that scythe.
We're gonna need a dribble of blood somewhere.
I guess. I don't know how much blood.
You want me to slap you?
Fuck. No.
You want me to cut you with my poopy knife?
Ew.
No.
E. coli.
I'll take out the Rat King flail.
Okay.
And then I'm going to find Rodolfo, and then I'll take the sledgehammer and smash Rodolfo against the slab.
Oh no. Poor Rodolfo. Rodolfo explodes in a bloody mess of pulp and rat fur. The other rats all squeal in horror as their brethren has been turned into a pulp. The blood, as you say, the blood seeps out and covers the stone, filling the cracks and runs through any of the openings there as you kill Rodolfo.
I'll drag the ratkin across the fleshy bits for them to feast upon as I grab the scythe.
All right, as you grab the scythe, you hear rumbling.
Here we go.
I will say real quick, I want to say that the scythe has a very ornate handle on it that matches very closely to what the head of the staff looks like. So the hilt of the scythe is very ornate iron, matching almost identical to the head of the staff, which you might think relates somehow. Maybe they're made by the same creator or something like that. But it looks like a pretty nice piece of equipment ultimately. But as you reach out, you grab the scythe, pull it off of the stone slab there, and you hear the rumblings of the statues as they begin to come to life.
Oh, fuck.
The stone starts to crumble from them, and 4 large lion corpses come to life and bear down upon you.
I think it needed more blood.
And that's where we're going to stop for now, I think.
My God.
Oh, God damn it.
Not enough blood.
Apparently not.
Nope. I guess not.
Goodness gracious. Well, that was fucking fun.
Yeah, good exploring. You guys went right to it. I swear you guys have a good scent for what needs to be done. You went right to it, and you took a beeline right to the goal.
It's not my first rodeo.
But there more to be had, apparently. So you've got some good treasure. You found some good information. Matilda's still tied up to a tree, and she's gonna probably die there as she watches you both be crushed by lion statues.
Oh, God, no.
Matilda.
Well, the good news is you have a scythe and the Rat King flail out, ready to go. So I guess we'll find out.
Hell yeah! Thank you for running, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing.
And
it's a good time.
Thank you for tagging along. Still, Cricket, listening to Bossy Kant's orders.
He likes to be bossed
and
around.
thank you all for listening again to episode 4 of Random Rolls. Hope you enjoyed our shenanigans. We'll be back soon for some more. If you'd like to hear some other things and you haven't checked it out yet, Devils, Elves, and Dice. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts. We've only got up to episode 19 released. I plan to do a couple of more, so I haven't had time to edit, but unfortunately that podcast is still on a hiatus until our schedules are able to realign, so just listen to us here. I've got some other things in the works as well, so hopefully I can announce those in the future.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right. Take care,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Or day or morning, whenever you're listening. Have a great
Poopy.
poopy. Let us sign off.
Enjoy
Enjoy
your
that.
poopies.
You never know when your last one will be.
Dun, dun, dun.